Yo, I've been eyeballing you all day. Looking all fine and shit. I wanna lick you down. Is that chili?
Really?
I like the onions you got going on right there. Nah, man, it's alright. I'm gonna get you all night. Heavy D and the boys.
I just did a text.
Frank Black makes a noise.
Hey, baby.
Franklin Aretha.
Okay. You ready?
Chuck Rock, PM Dawn.
My name is Chuck Hernandez. This is Fat Talk. This is Frank Collazo.
Hello.
Fat Talk hosts, episode 2. We wanted to thank you guys, all 3 of you guys, for watching. We got 6 views. Frank was 5 of the views. 2 friends watched at the same time, but that came out in the analytics, so
Right,
it was all good.
Right, it was all good. We reached like 10 people total.
Yeah, 10
was
people
great.
total.
10 people total.
2 of them, well, 3 people, 3 times they saw it? No.
Yeah,
Something like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we want to thank you guys for watching, and we're excited about our second episode. A lot of stuff to cover, and we only have a little bit of time to do it because we're dying in 10 minutes.
Yes.
So,
It's the end of the world.
we're killing each other in 10 minutes. No, so so last week was episode 1.
Mm-hmm.
We know we had a lot of goof ups, but we will work on it. And
Mic problems.
mic problems. Yeah, we got all the letters from all you guys out
Those
there.
3 guys
Yeah.
sent letters. And they didn't email
Yeah.
or leave comments. They literally sent letters.
Yeah, letters like a big A, and an F, U. Anyway, so week 1 was called "What's Up, Doc?" because the first thing you got to do if you're gonna start to focus on your health is you've got to figure out what is up, and so Frank and I have visited our respective doctors, and I want to say that for the first time that I've ever gone to doctors, which I could probably count on 2 hands as an adult,
Yeah.
I found a doctor that I love,
That's good.
and his name is Patrick O'Neill. He's at the Gonzaga Medical Center, and here in the south side of San Antonio, and he's awesome, and I love him, and he was really encouraging as far as what I'm doing and the plan and everything. He was totally in agreement. You've got to see a doctor so you
Yep.
know what your strategy is going to be.
Right.
Maybe you need medication or
Right,
whatever.
right.
So
Right. And there's a lot of times where you might have to lose weight before you can start
Start.
working out
Exactly.
because your body can't handle it. Your bad knee or something like that, So check with the doctor. That simple.
absolutely. So we're and pardon that beep because we're still figuring out some
Yeah,
of the
something in here is
something's
beeping.
Don't know what the hell it is. So Frank walked in and I told him, I said, dude, everything's good, but we got this beeping going on. I don't know what
I'm
the
sure
hell's going
some
on.
shit would be wrong. every
Exactly,
week, but hey,
exactly.
Oh well.
Yeah, so this isn't a show about video work
Right.
or whatever,
Right.
but
Right.
anyway. So we're going to start our first segment of the week, which is always going to be our weigh-in, and Frank's going to go ahead and start
Let's
us
go.
off.
All right, let's do it.
Let's engage the XL 700. Those of you that
Did you change it to Spanish?
I didn't change it to Spanish, but only because I'm still learning Spanish.
Oh, okay.
So
Don't you teach Spanish?
yes, I teach Spanish. Yes,
All right, here we go.
here we go.
Let's see.
Nice shoes, by the way.
Oh, I said that last week. Thank you.
Well, it's just
That's pretty good.
everybody be quiet.
Pretty good.
Hang on, listen.
It's not moving. The beep. Am I moving too much?
Yeah, you're moving too much. Get off and then get back on. Hang on. Let it go. We'll give Frank a pass this time because apparently this is the first time, second time he's ever used the XL 700.
It's also like 6 a.m., so we're...
It is early, and it is Sunday.
Right.
Don't look at it. Just
Don't
be
look.
be still.
Be
There you
still.
go. Be still, my gentle heart.
265.2 pounds.
That's pretty good.
Okay.
That's good. So
Very
that's like
good.
over 5 pounds. That's
Fantastic.
That's like, I think almost 7 pounds.
Badass.
Yeah,
Badass.
that's great. Yeah.
And so, you want to talk about your week?
So this week I did pretty good. So my weight has gone up and down my whole life. I've been super great shape and I've been in horrible shape. There was a picture I sent you where I think I found a picture where I was at my heaviest. It was last year at my brother's wedding. I think last September in 17. And I didn't realize it until I literally saw the picture and I was like, "Holy crap, I need to lose some weight." And literally, I think I went somewhere to like a event or something in January, which is 3-4 months later, and I was already down like 50 pounds from then. Okay. 40 pounds, 50 pounds, something like that. So my problem hasn't been necessarily that I don't know how to do it. It's just sticking with it.
Sure.
Right. It's keeping committed to being healthy, and I love to fucking eat, and that's my vice, and that's my problem is that I overdo it, and then I gain weight, and then I lose it. But the older I'm getting, the harder it is to lose weight.
Sure. So
that's where it's like I need to find the happy medium, not go too crazy. So I just really cut my carbs down a little bit. No bread, no pasta. But kind of like I know we talked about not trying to do a diet,
sure.
But I think cutting out the carbs is the biggest thing, and then just trying to eat fresh greens, no fried stuff like that.
That's good.
And that worked out. I haven't worked out in a long time.
Sure.
So I worked out a few times this week, which I'm sure helps. So
sure, yeah. No, that's good. I think that's awesome.
And I took a huge shit when I got here.
He did.
Which probably helps.
I will be sending him the plumbing bill because all I heard was. I heard it did the dance and came back up. The buoyancy. Yeah. Anyway, so Frank made some good losses this week. We're happy about that. Yeah. And so you didn't give up carbs. You're just severely limiting the amount in your diet.
And not even severe. I would say I'm just eating fresh carbs.
Okay.
Vegetables. Okay. Fruits, and then there's without getting too technical, there's fruits that are high glycemic, like apples, which have a lot more sugar in them. I mean, like strawberries, and I'm eating like blueberries and stuff that's a little bit lower in sugar, even though because I got a huge sweet tooth. Okay. So I'm trying to eat stuff and like sugar-free Jello, that type of stuff, just to kind of kill that sweet tooth of mine. So Splenda, lots of Splenda.
Yeah, totally.
I keep an extra pack of Splenda in my
back pocket all the time. So then, if you didn't know it, Frank is part owner of Chocolazzo chocolates and Sweet Treats in San Antonio. Yep. He's about to open up a second location, and so that is definitely a tightrope to walk. Yes, you have a sweet tooth. Yeah. Dealing with this. Yeah. That's a tough one. It's very tough
because we're always making. Yeah, it's my livelihood. Yeah, and then my I've got a staff there, and they're very my wife, of course, and they're always making new things. And here, and they call me Mr. Frank. Like, Mr. Frank, come try this. Like, how can I not try it?
What, Mr. Frank is what they call you?
Yeah,
Mr. Frank, Mr. Frank, come here, Mr. Frank, please, you try this. You try. It's a sushi. It's sushi candy. You like it? It's delicious.
Basically, yes.
Okay, so it's tough, man. You go to his candy shop, and I mean everything is awesome. My problem is I have the palate of a garbage disposal, which is to say that I like everything. Oh, and so that's I don't know, but that is a tightrope to walk. Yeah. Are you ready to weigh in for me? Here?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Yeah. All right. Engaging the XL 700 by my way.
Pick up your pants.
Yep. Picking my pants here, which I haven't worn these pants in a while.
Yeah, as you said, you texted me yesterday. You said I got some shorts I have not worn in a long time, which is good, man.
Thank you.
Shh.
409.8 pounds.
Okay, 409. So that's about 7 pounds
from last week.
From last
week. Holy crap, that's great, man.
And the thing is here's what's interesting is that about 6 or 7 pounds roughly, but
that's great.
But and I'm excited about that. Yeah. But when I reflect on the week I had, there were some things I probably still could have done different, and I feel like I did my best, but essentially at some point life happens. You've got certain things, obligations. I will say that I worked I worked yesterday, Saturday, and that typically in the past creates a hurdle
Right.
Because when there's special events going on, you're working extra day, there's food, there's catering, whatever, and you've got to make the right choices.
Right.
And that's really
It's hard.
Yeah, it's tough. That's really what our episode.
Nobody ever brings something healthy to work.
It's tough.
It's always people bringing donuts. Bringing
Mr. Frank,
cake.
Mr. Frank, we got this for you. Try the sushi. The fact is it's tough. It doesn't matter what you're doing. It's tough.
Right.
And so that's what our episode is about this week. It's about commitment.
Right.
And commitment is not just a 4-letter word. So
Is that how you spell it?
commitment, I believe
I'm not
so.
really good at spelling.
Yeah, he watched the commitments, but he doesn't know. Anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. We're gonna take a little break, and that first segment was brought to you by the XO700 by My Way. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you in a minute here.
All right.
Young Queen Latifah, Frank Black makes some noise, Franklin Aretha, Big Bun, Biggie Smalls. There's so many I can't list them all. Brother is Pavarotti, Barry White, Jill Scott, Mama Cass, Elvis Presley, Missy Elliott, Chubby Checker, the Fat Boys, Carney Wilson too. That's Domino, Minute Man, D-Boom, yeah.
We were doing something, and like he was too rough with it, or whatever, and he fucked up the little on switch, and I had just paid like $150 to somebody off Craigslist for it. And we're back. Now let's talk about
That Craigslist,
So,
that Craigslist hookup? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, Craigslist. I bought it from somebody off Craigslist.
Like missing connections?
No, yeah, and casual encounter.
Okay.
Exactly.
Right.
Hey,
That's how we met.
I saw you. Yeah, exactly. Frank and I. This relationship was. What is that? That beeping. Our relationship began as a casual encounter, but it was. I was looking for sweet treats, and so you know what? I want to talk about diet bed also.
Okay.
So this week's topic is commitment, and you guys just watched an interview we did with Matt Castaneda. He's a MMA, UFC badass that I had no idea who he was when I met him. He's the brother of a friend of mine here in San Antonio, and I met him a few months ago, and he was at I guess my friend brought him to a party we were hanging out at, and you know he's buff guy, chiseled. And you know, I had just started my real intense focus on working out and whatnot, and so I went up to him when he was leaving. I was like, dude, I gotta ask you. I said, what is the secret? And he said, commitment. He said, there's no point to eating clean half the time.
Right.
And so, you know, I'm sure that his interpretation of eating clean is more aligned with what you would think of traditionally. And if you don't know what this means, eating clean essentially means eating organic and eating, you know, fresh foods, and you know, this, that, and the other, whole foods, right? And so I didn't necessarily feel like that extreme version of eating clean was something that I would get into immediately, but work myself up towards the beeping again.
Yeah, it's just the quickie mark.
And so the concept of committing to eating clean and living healthier and, you know, getting active and stuff like that is just do better than what you used to.
Right,
so,
right.
you know, the concept of no fried foods, well, that's cleaner
Right.
than what
Right.
you may have been doing before.
Right.
And so, you know, that's the thing.
I think we eat too much of everything.
Sure.
Like
yeah.
we have you know, doctors like, oh, too much fat, saturated
Yeah,
fat.
sure.
And then it's like you eat too much sugar. It's
Yeah.
like, yeah, well, unfortunately everybody eats too much of everything.
Yeah.
And so if you cut back on one of those things,
Yeah.
at least to start, it gets you a jump start to get into the next level of whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
For far as getting your health together.
Yeah, totally.
Right.
And so, you know, one of the things that I wanted to mention is, you know, one of the things that I wanted to mention is just the concept of, you know, why choose to change your lifestyle, and you know, the fact is people that, you know, some people that are overweight or need to lose weight or get healthy, you know, they don't have the opportunity or ability to positively impact their life with changes,
Right.
because of maybe genetic issues or whatever.
Right.
But if you do have that opportunity, you know, that's the thing is, you know, to try and do better. It doesn't
Right.
matter, you know, but
Right.
stay committed
do something
to that.
better. Right.
Do better than
Commit
what you
to
were
doing better. Don't you have to commit to
Yeah.
being extreme? You don't have to commit to
Yeah. Sure.
a number. You just
Yeah.
commit to doing something different and
Yeah.
different better.
Absolutely.
In a better way. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I cannot speak for or be accountable for everything that I've done up until this point in my life.
You can't be?
I cannot be, because the fact is at this moment right now is when I know the difference, and I'm choosing to
Right.
be different.
The real
and
reason,
move.
right.
Yeah, and so the concept is you know, forget about the past. Right now,
Right.
this moment,
Right.
you might choose to decide that, okay, I'm going to start.
Right.
And then you just start making small changes.
Right.
And so throughout the week, you know, we've kind of posted some things that might be fairly basic, you know, to understand in terms
Right.
of making changes.
Right.
But that's where it starts.
Right.
Because I used to, you know, eat 4 or 5 breakfast tacos in the morning, right?
Right.
And so maybe at the beginning, I might still order 4 or 5 breakfast tacos, but I would only eat, you know, maybe 1 or 2 of those tortillas, right? And
Right.
like condense the, you know, the taco
Right.
filling. And then, but
You should put a counter.
but
Put a
then
counter
that's,
on
I
it.
am going to, and then the thing is so instead of you know, eating that many, you know, less, you know,
Right.
this and that, until finally I realized, you know what, forget about tortillas, forget about tacos. But I have ordered tacos since. I just don't eat the tortilla.
Right.
And I'll order chicken fajita. I mean,
Right.
just making better, you know,
Right.
decisions.
Right.
As
Just
far
potato
as-
and egg or something like that, right?
you know, or
Right.
chorizo
Right.
and con huevo or whatever,
Right.
with cheese
Right.
and Big Red. You know, what I mean, the fact is
and
you
4
know,
other ones.
exactly, and then his plate and her plate.
Right.
And so, you know, just conceptually speaking, the idea
Right.
is do better,
Right.
and staying committed to that.
Right. So, speaking of being committed.
Okay.
Okay, so you talked about this app. I haven't checked it out yet, but you told me about it where you've actually won money
Yes,
playing games. But it's, what's it called?
it's called Diet Bet.
Diet Bet.
And Diet Bet is a app that you can download that allows you to put your money where your mouth is. And the idea is if you think you're ready for a change, well, bet on yourself, right? You know, maybe this isn't for everybody. You know, there's different games on there at different, you know, prices, you know, whatever. And the
Right.
concept is real simple. The concept is if you join a game,
Okay.
right, then you weigh in, you take a picture of yourself, and they also they message you, and so that way there's no fraud. They message you a word that you have to print out or write. My first word was kale, and the
Okay, so that's how
they can tell
keep
that
that-
it happens
I
now.
see, okay.
And
That's pretty cool.
and so there's people that analyze these people's pictures that they submit to verify.
So it's not
you know.
random. Like there's probably people actually looking at these pictures.
Oh, there's people,
wow.
yeah, that
Very
check.
cool.
So
Very cool.
to eliminate the fraud.
Fat bet.
It's called Diet
Bet.
Bet.
I'm
Diet
sorry.
Bet. And so I'm also a gambler at heart. And so I told somebody about this the other day, and they were like, "Man, anything to gamble." And I was like, "I guess you're right." But really, the idea.
But
is,
you won money already.
So I joined a game, and the only way that so what happens is there's a game. Let's say it's for $50, and it's for a month, and you have to lose 4% of your weight. Everybody pledges that particular amount, and then whoever completes it at the end will split up the pot of the money that was
Whoever
there.
gets over the 4%.
Exactly.
Whatever. Okay.
Exactly.
That's really cool. That's really cool.
So I won the first one I did, and so instead of having to pay, I got a certain amount of money into my
That's
account,
really cool.
and I just parlayed it, and I entered another game, and I just entered a second game recently. You're betting on yourself.
Right.
You're betting on yourself to do something, and it's just an extra thing to keep you motivated and committed. Right. And so
that's cool. I'm definitely gonna check it out. I haven't checked it out yet, but that sounds like pretty.
Yeah.
Like, why wouldn't you do that?
Yeah.
If you're trying to lose weight.
Yeah.
Like,
Totally.
Win some goddamn money.
Exactly.
And then we talked about MyFitnessPal.
MyFitnessPal for sure. We mentioned that in the comments. Maintaining accountability by logging what you eat.
Right.
I don't typically, and my doctor did get upset that I wasn't logging absolutely everything, but you kind of figure out what works and what doesn't for yourself.
Does that matter?
And so for me, I thought, well, I know that vegetables have calories.
Right.
But to me, I just don't feel like it when I peel a beet and slice it up and sit down and eat it for dinner, right? Or a couple of vegetables, whatever.
Right.
I just don't feel like that's something that I have to absolutely log. But things that I know are going to be impactful more.
Right.
Every morning I log my black coffee and I log my medium boiled egg, and because I know those are more I just habitually
calories,
impactful.
Right,
yeah. And so
do you keep track of your weight in there as well?
Okay, so you track your weight in there as well, and that's where that's where I've been tracking for a while, and so unlike other weight programs, whatever, that may have you weigh in once a week, every 2 or 3 days kind of gives you a little bit more of a heightened sense of accountability,
right?
Because if that weigh-in date's 6 days away, maybe you think you're rationalized. You know what? Let me just try
I can eat this now because
sure.
I still got 5 days. And
exactly.
I got 4 days, and I got 3 days, and all of a sudden the day before, and then I think that's where a lot of people get discouraged.
Yeah,
because it becomes like, oh, fuck it. And you just go ahead and you go back to your old.
You skip your weigh-in and stuff like that. But concept is weigh in every 2 or 3 days, and going back to the theme of this episode, commitment. I got to tell you that I want to say that those people that there's a lot of overweight people in our society, and speaking as one of them, overweight people and people that are unhealthy, they're carrying a lot with them emotionally.
Yeah, not just weight. Yeah,
exactly.
There's a lot more to it than that. Yeah,
exactly. And so the fact is that's what you have to think about,
right?
When you're faced with that. When you're faced with that. Did that stop?
I don't know.
That's what you have to think about. It's good. Okay. That's what you have to think about when you're faced with. Making these decisions and being committed and stuff like that.
Right.
Because you know what, man, overweight people, they're hurting, right? Physically and emotionally.
Right.
And the fact is they need
It's like a downward spiral. If you don't feel good about yourself, it's hard to get back up.
Yeah, man.
It's hard to when I'm stressed, I eat.
Yeah.
When I feel good, I eat. When I'm depressed, I eat.
Yeah,
when I'm stressed, I eat for every occasion. The only time I don't eat is when I'm sleeping, right?
Yeah.
I think it's very difficult when you put on a lot of weight.
Yeah.
To get over that mental hurdle of it's just confidence.
Yeah.
And then a lot of times you're just dealing with stuff from who knows where. It's just
totally.
It's so easy to overeat because it feels good in that moment.
Yeah.
I'm getting a face full of ass crack. Yeah.
Frank was just saying, "Oh man, it's you're too serious, or it's like not fun or whatever." But
We gotta talk about it.
You know,
We gotta talk about
you gotta be, you know,
Yeah.
real about this shit. You know,
Yeah.
it's tough.
Yeah.
And so what I was saying is you got to remember why you're doing it, right? You got to remember, you know, that that whole reason for wanting to get healthy, and pour yourself into yourself and
Right.
do the best you can. And you know what? There's going to be some ups and downs.
Absolutely.
No one is a machine, you know. And you just do the best you can.
Right.
And if your best is better than what you used to do, then
Right.
yeah,
It's just
then
better.
then you're okay. You're gonna
Right.
be all right. Just
Right.
continue to,
Right.
you know. I will say that for fat story of the week. You know, it was totally embarrassing. I was at work, and there's these new style of toilets where they're called like flamingo toilets or whatever, and they're not set in the ground, they're on the wall.
Yeah.
And so the name, I guess, comes from the look, right? To where it's
Yeah.
like, it looks like a flamingo's
okay, yeah.
leg is up, whatever.
Yeah.
And you know, I'm fat. I knew. I told myself, but I was going to the restroom. I was taking a dump. You know, sorry. And the fucking toilet broke
off the fucking
off
wall.
the wall.
Oh my god.
And then like on top of that, like I had like terrible like diarrhea or whatever. and so I was like, you know, my pants are down, my ankles, whatever. I got
This is at
diarrhea.
school, at work.
This is at work.
Oh my god.
And so, you know, that, you know, is just like one of the things that,
Right.
you know, you I mean, I don't know how many of you guys have broken toilets. Like, this is like a common thing or whatever, but that was real embarrassing.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. So what happened?
and-
like, how'd you get out of that?
well, here's the
Like,
thing.
did you just like leave it there? Like,
well, see, that's what I was gonna say. What did you do? No, what happened was I left the restroom, and I thought, man, there's fucking cameras in the hallways, and so they're gonna just be like, oh, just look at the camera, Mr. Frank, just look at the camera, Mr. Frank.
you're gonna blame a
And
student or
so,
something?
dude,
Yeah.
no, so I thought, man, surely they're gonna say, this toilet is broken. Let's take a look at that. Roll that baked bean footage, and they would have seen me walking out of there disgraced. So yeah, exactly. Just looking around like, oh shit. But
shit.
I thought, man, you know, I had to come forward with that. Yeah, I mean, what are you supposed to do? Like, oh, I ran into the toilet and it broke off the wall. No,
Yeah.
I sat on it and I just
You broke
it could not, the
Yeah.
porcellane could not sustain the
Right.
weight.
Wow, that's
And
crazy.
so it sucks to have
that
to.
fucking sucks.
It sucks to tell you guys this, but I mean, you know, what's the difference?
Right.
You know,
You don't laugh, you
it's
cry,
just,
right?
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, I am selling flamingo toilets now. So
Did they make
and,
you
yeah,
reinstall the new
Yeah,
one?
they made me. They said, "Here you go." And I said, "What's this for?" They said, "Put that shit together." I said, "I'm sorry about that. We'll lose weight."
Like, I imagine like it falling and like the fucking water spraying.
Dude,
like,
well, that's the thing is when it happened. I mean, I still had to go to the bathroom
Yeah.
because I had sat down. And
so
then,
did you finish?
And
After
man, that is a great question. I hope I did because I think what may have happened is I like tensed up.
Yeah.
So like everything everything just
went
stopped.
back into the deep butt.
Exactly. So we'll edit that out, Mom. Anyway, so
Yeah.
you know when you're trying to remember why,
Right.
you know,
Right.
those embarrassing moments,
Yeah.
you know, those moments where, you know, where it's tough, you know what
Yeah.
I mean? You know, you carry that with you
Right.
emotionally.
Right.
Well, are you going to do something about it,
Right.
or are you going to just continue to live the way
Right.
you're doing?
Right.
And so, you know, that's what our whole goal is to just
Right.
is to be better and
stay committed to that.
stay committed to that.
Just wanting to be better.
Exactly. So, you know, you're eating clean, or you're eating cleaner. It should look something better than what you used to do. So that's the message this week. So I guess we'll see everybody next week. You hear the music. This is Fat Talk episode 2. Thanks for tuning in, all 4 of you. We're gonna
we doubled our viewership this week.
Yeah, exactly. The
4.
numbers, the quarterlies are through the roof, and so we appreciate it, guys. Thank you very much. Should we kiss now? Yeah. Thank you, everybody.
All right. That's good.
Alright, I'm gonna need one big bowl of M&M's.